I was going down the way of man when I was accosted by a withered old hand, and from behind it peered a weathered old face whose kind bright eyes drew me away. She said, "My son, the voices of literati are dead, and in their place no one stands. Go therefore and carve your name upon that same great rock from which they came." And then she smiled with a sense of knowing, came in close and whispered this song. She said, "Dead and dying poets will speak to you with their dead and undying words. And the secrets they speak will make your heart stir. But as long as you live, be true to their call. Write with your blood, your tears, your all." And I think I saw a gleam in her eye as she looked into my soul and began to smile. And in one heaving motion, she turned and then stopped, and without looking pointed to a rock. It was far behind me. I'd never seen it before. When I looked to her again, she was there no more. All that was left was a token of her voice, telling me to go ahead and make my choice. And as her cadence faded, I swear I could hear her say, "A man or a poet be, but don't take all day." With that, I dropped my load and took up my pen and headed for that rock to find my friends. The road, once smooth, seemed rougher than I remembered it, and at length I found myself wanting to quit. Then, just as the way came almost to an end, I thought I had lighted upon the voice of a friend. I lifted my head and saw him standing before me. He smiled with his eyes as he leaned upon a tree. He said, "We've been expecting you. What took so long? Did you not see the old woman and hear her song?" I assured him, yes, indeed. And he stretched out his hand. Then with his pen he led me to another land. There I saw Whitman and even Thoreau, sitting with Twain, Emerson and Poe. They asked me to join in, add to their circle, to bring my pen and be open to their miracles. The secrets of life they would share with me, and the words to make a new kind of poetry. I left the side of him that led me there and sat with my friends upon that rock so bare. For the first time in my life, I felt I belonged as we sat by turquoise spiraling firelight and wrote out our songs. There passed what seemed many moments of silence. We conversed just the same without speech, but in writing. They told me of poetry and words long forgot, and of the times they journeyed to this same old rock. As I looked around this circle of writers so great, I prophesied that one day this too would be my fate. To write and live a lifetime committed to words and give myself over to poetry, to inscribe the obscure. Then they informed me that I must be on my way. The living, of course, were not permitted to stay, and as I went, their voices with me came, convincing me that to write and to live were one and the same. Beauty contained in the soul comes out of a pen. We write ourselves into history as books with no end. And as I left the company of my literary friends, I knew that instinctively we would meet here again. To this very day, when I'm at a loss for words, I go to that place where truths are heard. I climb up that path, stop at that tree, and look for a rock that is called poetry.